Welcome back to WRPL. It's the podcast where we talk about all the things we're watching, reading, playing, and listening to. My name's Ben.
And I'm Steve.
Happy Super Bowl, Steve.
Happy Super Bowl. Are we excited about who won?
Yes, because
Yeah, sure. Why
I don't
not?
want to hear a bunch of whiny sad sacks at work complaining about it. So, Congratulations, Seattle Seahawks. So today our main topic is a real pain in heart eyes. We got a bunch of little things, shows started. Let's get into it. We'll start with a roll. Because we are in a different location, I do not have Steve's magical dice. So
Might actually roll well this time.
all right, I had it. It's the auto thing, and it's just randomly doing it. You tell me when to stop, and I'll hit stop.
Stop.
10.
Okay. Middle of the road, not bad.
Nick? Oh yeah, Nick's with us. Welcome, Nick.
Thanks for having me.
Say when.
Huh?
Say stop.
Oh, you're doing the roll. Okay, sorry. Go. Or stop.
It already was going.
You're nailing it, Nick.
I already ruined it.
Nick, you got a 6.
Okay, so
You know what that means.
mediocre.
Pick up
episode.
sticks.
All right, and me, 11. Hey, better than Steve, but I need to make some fucking distance.
I'm going to get that
That veto.
the veto at the end of the year.
Fuck you, that Danny DeVito. All right, I don't know. All right, let's get into it. Since I rolled the highest, I'll go first. Oh, actually, no. I got things I want to talk about.
Yeah,
I have
go
trailers.
for it.
Trailers, no news, just trailers.
I think I watched some stuff.
Yeah.
Trailers. I usually avoid
So-
trailers, but there was big ones.
Yeah, there was at least 3 big ones for me.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four trailer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It didn't affect me like the Superman one did, and it sounds stupid to say like a Superman trailer affected you, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
It didn't wow me. It's like, yep, that's what it should look like. Okay, we'll see how it all lays out. I'm sad we didn't get to see any stretching. We get to see everybody else, but no stretching. But that is so fucking hard, and only Elastigirl has ever looked good stretching. No person looks good doing that. What are your guys' thoughts?
I agree. It didn't didn't blow me away or anything. I don't like Joseph Quinn that much. I don't like that guy very much.
He
I don't know
I
why.
haven't seen enough of him to make a judgment. I just know him from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
But like, is he a Michael B. Jordan or a Chris Evans? No.
Yeah, and that's my one worry. But who knows? He's only been, like you said, he's only been in a few things.
Yeah.
That's really. I mean, you got a little bit of Galactus. I think that could be cool. I like the vibe, like the look, the classic vintage look. I'll watch it, but yeah, like I said, I'm not moved by it.
Yeah.
I've said it before.
Shut up, Steve.
Marvel makes great trailers.
Yeah.
And this is a good trailer. There was enough in there that made me go like, okay, this might be pretty solid. But I would not say I'm excited.
I think my only thing that hit me wrong was the Thing's voice is a little too light. Hopefully they get him a little gravelier, a little lower. He just sounds like Eben Moss Backrack.
Yeah, like there was no not like a lot of alteration to it. It was almost like you're just hearing.
You're
his
just
voice
hearing
through
his
the-
voice.
And you would think looking like
little
that, he
deeper,
would sound
yeah.
crunchier,
Exactly.
or deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
But, they still have time. They could tweak it if enough people bitch about it. But the look is great. But I don't think we've really had, like, really bad thing looks. That first one, they didn't quite get the face, but it was nice having a practical suit.
yeah,
And
I kind of missed the practical suit.
Yeah, the second one is like, ooh, that is the dark and gritty one, but there's nothing good about it. Actually, I like the stretching. I like Mr. Fantastic in that. The way you could change his face to look like other people. I think
And which one is this?
Fan Four Stick.
Oh, and like the Miles Teller
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd watch that again. I think I've seen it once.
I want
I'd
to watch it
that
again as well. But,
Everyone really is saying it's like one of the worst things ever.
and it is, because I've seen it at least 3 times, and it
Really? I've seen
never
it
gets
once.
better. But
I
I
remember-
do want to watch it again.
I remember liking some of the Doom stuff. But
No, the Doom
no?
stuff's the worst. He
Okay,
looks like a crash test dummy. He looks so bad.
Then I don't know what I gotta watch this again.
So second trailer, Jurassic World Rebirth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go again. This one feels so video gamey. We got
It's
3
hell.
bosses, and we need to collect the specimen from each of the biggest, baddest bosses on this island. And Scarlett Johansson's here, so you like her, right? And the Rhino, trying to make up for his bad deeds.
The Rhino?
The Rhino, he's the main dude of Jurassic World.
No, it's not.
No, that's the dude from Wicked.
Yeah, it's a
Original
different.
No.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah. 100%.
It's the Rhino.
it's not the Rhino.
Ben, I'll give you $10,000.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna bet it. Okay, you're more confident than me. Okay, I take it back. But why were there like temples when they're getting the pterodactyl one? There's like temple
Nice.
carvings and stuff.
Oh.
Okay, this is an island. Was there a people on it? Did Hammond like remove the indigenous people before putting the dinosaurs there? Because the dinosaurs didn't do the carvings.
Well, it's kind of, my guess is kind of like a fish tank. You know how you put like temples or like a skull thing in there
Okay,
for a
so
fish to go
it
through?
was
It's more-
aesthetic for the
It's more like
pterodactyls.
a play set, is my
Okay,
guess.
huh?
Or they
I mean,
didn't care
maybe-
and they just
may-
thought like it would be more visually interesting to
Than
have
just
them
a
have
cave,
like
yeah.
a nest on a temple.
What's that big thing? The big mega like behind the red mist. You know, it looks like it has like a big elephant foot, and it has a different head. I don't know what it
Is
is.
it like a bird? The bird looking?
No, not the bird thing.
I
It
know what
almost
you're
looks
talking
like a troll or something. It looks non-dinosaur-y. It looks like another evolved thing. I don't think it is.
Yeah,
but
we've already established in this world that they're mutating dinosaurs,
Mhm.
so it could be another one of the things like we mixed a brontosaurus with a T-Rex.
Yeah.
And it's like
you put a
okay.
triceratops horns on a T-Rex, but also with the ankylosaurus plate on the back. You know, you add all the
Yeah,
things
yeah.
to make the super one, but
I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah.
I can't believe I don't know what you're talking about. 'Cause I definitely watched that.
there's like two shots
Yeah.
of him appearing behind him. One's behind red and inside.
But it's all
a
like
tank.
kind of blurred.
It's blurred. You can
So
see like
it's
a
hard to
foot
see.
come into frame, and it's just.
Okay. It's the new.
It's the new big bad,
one.
yeah.
I do remember that, but I don't remember what.
Do you
it
think
looks
the Spinosaurus will show up? Because this is the same island as Jurassic Park 3, right?
like. No, I looked that up. It's
This
like
is-
it's a whole new one.
A third
It's
island.
supposed to be a whole new
A
thing.
third island?
Listen,
Come
I looked it
on.
up. I mean, unless I was reading the wrong thing, I looked because I was like, "Is this the Lost World or is this?" But nah, it was what I read is a whole new island.
Because Lost World is the other island as well, right?
Lost-
We've only been on Jurassic Park.
No, there's the original, which is
Mhm.
also 3, I think. The one
No.
that the 3 is.
No, because they get Alan Grant in 3, and they're like, "You've been here before." He's like, "No, I
Oh,
was on the
oh,
other
that's the
one."
Lost World. No, maybe.
Lost World is 2.
Right,
Was-
but is it the
that's
same
the same
island?
as 3, the other island,
Oh,
right?
and they go back to the first one in
In
Jurassic
World,
Yep,
they
yep,
redo
yep.
it. Okay,
Yep,
okay.
yep. And then I swear I read this was a new one.
Wow.
I'm not excited for the movie. I don't care.
It's gonna make $1 billion, as they all
I was
do.
arguing with someone online, and they were because I mean I posted about people adding all their names together, and how
Mhm.
stupid I thought that was, and I was just talking to a lot of people in the comments. A lot of people are like, love doing that, but anyway, and he was saying. I think he was saying that one was going to bomb because the previous one bombed. And I will say...
It didn't bomb, though. It
I
made
know.
over $1 billion.
Wait, Dominion did.
Yeah, all of them made $1 billion.
I really
I'm pretty
disliked
sure.
that movie. But
Yeah, it's bad.
I didn't look into it, but that guy had said it didn't. But
It sucks that we squandered the idea of dinosaurs in the wild just off one movie. And they said, nope, back to the parks, back to the islands. It's like, why? So, and if they are doing more genetic stuff, because they wanted to go in that human dinosaur hybrid for Jurassic Park 3 or something, they were going to go crazy with those, but they're like, no, that's too far. I think now that we are going to get our like 8th and 9th Jurassic Park movie, let's start going real crazy with it.
Rated R.
Rated R,
Dark
mutant
sci-fi.
dinosaur hybrids. All right.
Yeah, some scarier dinosaurs would be.
Yeah.
I think I also read they wanted to make this a little scarier, but I didn't see it in the trailer. It looked the same old.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. Third trailer. Final Destination Bloodlines.
Ugh,
Did you watch it?
I didn't watch that trailer.
Can I describe it?
I watched the trailer.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so it's like at a tattoo parlor, piercing parlor, and
Okay.
he's working on his own tattoo, and the fan is going. I'm not going to do every bit, but like the fan's going, and there's decorative chains hanging,
Okay.
and it catches one of the chains and it whips it around and it hooks his nose piercing, and it's getting tighter and tighter. So he's climbing up on top of the glass cases, and the alcohol for your tattoo is like spilled everywhere, and then it pulls on him and he falls into the glass and then into the fire and lights on fire. It's not the most gory,
but
But it's also like you can't expect it to like rip the entire nose
I
and
thought that's
scalp
where you're
off.
going with it.
Yeah,
but-
it would be a little because a ceiling fan can't hold much.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the smart thing for him to do is to grab that chain and yank on the fucking ceiling fan. It will come out. They're not like foundational,
Mhm.
but that's all they show. Just
then
a
it's,
quick
like,
little
title.
thing, and then Final Destination
okay.
Bloodlines.
That's a good trailer.
Yeah.
Just show one of the deaths and be like, remember this type of movie?
Did you hear how the directors got the job?
No.
They were on a Zoom meeting pitching it to the producers, and they had pre-recorded video of like the fireplace exploding and killing them, and so they would just have the Zoom call, and then they would get out a frame and play the video, and it seemed like it was actually happening. And they're like, look, we could prove we could do crazy deaths, auto spontaneous things.
People believed.
Yeah, they really thought something happened.
Wow.
And they're like, okay, you got the job.
That's a crazy story.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's great. Just like I didn't. Do you remember that meme a while ago of the actor who's doing an audition and the director is not on mute and he's like, "Ugh, look at this guy in his apartment. It's so small and pathetic. What a loser in a small." You know, he's just like ragging on him, and he wasn't muted, and the actor's like, "Yeah, so maybe you should give me the job so I could like move out." And
No.
you know,
I know exactly what you're talking
you know that.
Yeah, I know.
He's the dude from Smile 2 and what was that last horror movie? Oh, Companion. The other robot in Companion. It was him.
Oh.
It's like he didn't get that job, but other people saw it and was like, "Oh, you want to be on White Lotus?" I think he was on.
He was on the White
Yeah,
House.
and it's like so he got a job from it, and it's like he was just like a silly little meme, and then now he's blowing up.
I did not know that. That's
Yeah,
a pretty cool
cool
story too.
Yeah, cool. Last trailer.
Wow, there's 4 of them.
I don't know if you've seen this, but I my friend sent it to me, and I laughed because this is a movie for This Meets That.
Perfect.
We've made this movie, title and everything. It's pretty much Bullet Plane. It's like Bullet Train, but on a plane. And it's called Fight or Flight.
This is the Josh Hartnett thing, right?
Yes.
I have not seen. I've just seen a clip of his face and that title.
And it's like, I got to get this guy on a plane. He's a crazy killer, and they dragged me back to do it. But it turns out everyone on this plane is a crazy assassin killer. And so it's so stupid and ridiculous. And then that title, Fight or Flight, is
of course.
exactly what we would think of. So when you get a chance, I want you to watch this trailer because it's pretty stupid.
No, I'll watch it later.
All right, let's get into some stuff. I'll start. I'll do a real quick one. Real quick. Harley Quinn season 5 is back. If you're not caught up on Harley Quinn,
I'm not.
You
I don't think
should.
I'm four.
It's more of the same. Like, do you like raunchy sex jokes and they're fucking each other all the time, and then they're just people making shit and fart jokes, and then like shitting on canon of characters and totally changing them? Like, it's all the same stuff, and it's so good. It should be something I hate. It's that kind of edgy humor that repulses me, but there's something about these characters and the voice actors that just works, and I love it.
I mean, I did really like it. What I saw of it. Season 4, I'm pretty positive I watched. So I have no reason to not watch this. I just don't remember where I left off.
Yeah. So a long-awaited show came back. Invincible season 3. Last second half of season 2. When was that? Like March or something? Was it? Because it was an end of the year, beginning of the year. So it was into 2023, into 2024.
That sounds about right. It's been a long wait.
Yeah. But they're being smart, dropping them one at a time, not splitting it up. But the first 3,
and I didn't know that. You told me that.
I wasn't expecting either, which I am happy because I did watch all 3, and it was just a good night of watching Invincible. But now you only got 5 more weeks of it. Like, if you're going to commit to the week to week and not split it, just do it one at a time. It's a popular enough show that you don't have to shoot 3 weeks of content.
Half-hour episodes. Like, it is something. They're always like 40 something.
Yeah,
there's something I could wait. You
Yeah.
know? But that's awesome. They put all 3. That was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
But I've only watched 1.
Yeah. So we'll only talk about episode 1, but good stuff so far.
Yeah. I love the show.
Yep. No, it was fun seeing Mark do his little montage of like training and stuff. It just seems like we never see superheroes actually like work on their skills. They're just naturally.
I'm naturally Superman, so yeah.
So it was cool seeing like, Superman essentially doing bench press and stuff like that. I don't care about Dr. Seismic.
It's just a way to like kind of get the ball rolling.
Yeah, no, I just mean like he seems in this world. It just seems sort of serious and realistic. He just seems like a cartoon villain that is just thrown into this world too. But that's fine. He fits. Also, this subterranean world of like all
worms and scorpions or
monsters
whatever,
and stuff.
spiders.
Like fun idea, but what planet Earth are we living on? These things like
we got aliens and weird and mutants. And
I know,
people who have powers. It's like
I know where he's coming from. I felt the same way. I'm like, there's these powerful giant like centipede monsters down here that are even more strong than these alien beings.
Sure.
And this is like he said, what Earth is this?
I would like to hear, because even like in an Avengers movie, like you just want to hear a regular person going like, oh fuck, is this an alien again? Oh no, it's a rock people. Okay, we don't need to close today. Just to have that kind of like normalcy with things. I was like, oh yeah, I thought we did have big centipedes down in the center of the Earth, right?
Yeah. I just mean like I don't know the lore if they've had any for Invincible. Like it just kind of seems like, oh, superheroes have been around for 50 years, but I imagine these creatures have been living under the earth for millennia. But it just
we always go to space or in the ocean. We don't dig that deep in the earth. You can't.
I don't know, but
Dr. Seismic
can just kind of like
they could
wiggle
be there
the
right
earth.
now, and they're just feeding off the core of the earth. You know
that too. I thought was kind of weird though. Like, or maybe not weird, but I didn't like. Like, we just kind of cut to, oh, they got all of them down here. Like he got them all. We just see one giant centipede monster like come up and attack.
Yeah,
one.
Like, they all just got them that way. Like really, all of them?
Yeah, they all just. I don't know. I mean, maybe we didn't need to see that, but when it just cut down, I was like, oh, okay, they got everybody and they're all trapped. None of them can get out of this. What even is this? And then when they finally opened it, it was just you just peeled it.
Yeah, the robots opened them up. Like, the things that Invincible explodes with one punch.
Exactly.
It was like watching Rings of Power and seeing that one guy get stabbed, and you're like, "Oh no, what's going to happen to him next week?" Nothing.
Yeah,
there's just like no real.
Yeah. It was on the side, idiot. He's fine.
That's what it
There's
is.
no organs there.
But my favorite bit. So my favorite superhero name of the entire show was Duplicate.
Oh God, yeah,
fantastic name. And then you find out she has a brother named Multi-Paul. Fantastic. Yeah, perfect.
So good.
Yeah.
I would be so happy if I was the person that, like, they had Duplicate easy. Anyone can see that. And they're like, we need to give her a brother. Who's got it? I'd be so proud if I said Multi-Paul.
Yeah, just, I loved it. And Simu Liu as Multi-Paul was cool. And
I love Invincible just going like, it's fine if I kill you. I have trouble. Like, he's coping with killing Dr. Wormstrom.
Super horrible guy.
Yeah, and then it's just like, I can kill these guys. Hey, you're a duplicator? That's fine. I've seen you get pain.
You feel pain and you exist, but I'll murder.
I won't kill one of you, so one of you will survive, but the rest are free game. I think that my favorite thing is Eve going back to school to learn engineering so she could better understand her powers. Like, if you think, make a plant grow, do you know what every cell does and how a plant actually grows, or do you just imagine a cartoon plant coming up? I know she can't do plants because it's non-living things, right?
Yes, non-organic matter.
Non-organic matter. So, but like, how do you make steel? What's the composite, and how do you use it? I don't know. I think that's a fun detail.
Yeah.
I think Mark is really frustrating to watch with her. That stuff. It's
like,
why'd you say that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that stuff just drives me crazy sometimes. But I mean, I guess it just.
It's sitcom-y stuff. If you guys would stop being assholes and really just talk like human beings, you would resolve this. But you gotta have them pissy at each other.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Not my favorite thing,
but better than what's her face. Even though she wasn't all that bad, but Eve's better than any other character. She's my number one.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
Season 1, I really hated Rex. I just thought he was annoying, but I love Jason Mantzoukas.
Yeah.
But now I love Rex. I think Rex is great now that he's kind of like toned back.
He's growing.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Now that he's kind of like a nicer dude. He's still a piece of shit, but
now he's had the shit beat out.
Yeah. He's had a bullet through his brain.
Yeah. He's I like his character more now.
Yeah. I don't think what's the grow big. I looked her up because I was like, what's her fun name? Because I don't ever remember the green.
I think she was just Shrinking Girl or something.
No.
But I think they just call her by her name, like a Jean Grey kind of thing.
No, she has a name. It was on IMDb. Look it up, please, because it's also it's punny as well.
It's gonna drive me crazy.
I think you have to look in like all cast because it may not show the name because a lot of people do multiple roles.
Shut up.
I have been on IMDb plenty of times.
Ella Purnell's in an episode, at least?
Everyone's in this show.
Yeah.
It has the biggest cast of all time.
And you just have to be a voice.
Yeah. And a lot of them are just like, really, Mark? And that's it, yeah. They had one episode where they got 3 minutes of screen time, but hey, you take those roles.
They're probably fans.
Yeah. Come on, Steve. You're better than this.
Why don't you just know the answer?
I can't remember everything. You know I'm not good with names.
Well, I'm on all cast, and
Invincible, episode guy. Season 3, episode 1.
Oh, Shrinking Ray?
Shrinking Ray. Yes. See, I told you she had a name. Maybe it's not punny. Maybe her name's not Ray, but anyhow.
It's spelled R-A-E, so I assume
okay,
that's her
so
name.
then that would be her name. Oh, her name's Rachel. Okay, duh.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'm not...
Okay. It's not duplicate.
It's not duplicate. Yeah, someone would thought of that, and they went, if nothing else shows up, I guess that's fine. Anything else on Invincible?
Glad it's back. Look forward to seeing what else happens this season.
Cool.
Same here.
Yeah, episode 2 and 3, no complaints. There's good shit. So a new show popped up on Adult Swim. It's on Max the next day. From the first trailer, I was excited to watch this because I didn't know, but I could just feel it that someone from Scavengers worked on this show.
Oh, it is that.
And it is one of the creators. Because there's 2 creators of Scavengers Reign. One guy, that's all he's done. It seems like is just Scavengers. And then the other one has worked on this with Mike Judge. Weird combo. But it does look like the amalgamation of like a King in the Hill and Scavengers. Like everybody's Bobby Hill shaped. They're like big heads and like little arms. They're grotesque looking, but it adds to how visually interesting the show is. Nick, since you watched it, why don't you give us a quick rundown on what side effects is? Common side effects.
All right, I don't remember.
You could do this. Come on.
I don't remember his name, but the main character.
It's fine. We never remember names.
Yeah.
Guy.
I need a few episodes. Once a few episodes go, I got the name. But main character guy discovers basically a mushroom that has extreme healing properties that can basically heal anything, and it would basically bankrupt all pharmaceutical companies, the big behind the scenes power of the world, if it got out. So and basically he's kind of on the run because he kind of comes out with it or tries to, and yeah.
I think that was really stupid of him to make himself so known. He had to have known they were onto him at some point. Like that wasn't smart, especially if you're not coming out with your own pill to say, I have this and it's ready to go into production. To say like, I have an idea of a concept in a very limited source wasn't the smartest thing.
Yeah.
But
he should have known better. Because was that opening scene, does that happen after the plane situation?
Yeah.
So after, I mean, come on,
they
now.
try to shoot you down, and
already?
the first thing you do is like march in and go like, "You guys are evil!" Like they don't want you alive.
Help himself.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a way to get the show started. So you look past it.
Yeah, of course.
But
of course.
like he runs into an old friend who happens to be the assistant of the big evil pharmaceutical guy, and she's feigning interest in it because she can probably make a lot.
Not the one, but a one. Like
What?
It's not like it's just one of them, right?
It's the pharmaceutical company we're following. It's like them and then the government.
And the government, yeah.
So she's gonna try to like use him to get rich and make a name for herself for a boss that she doesn't even like. And then there's 2 dopey FBI agents following him.
And it's like to save the company too, because he's the head guy.
Oh yeah, it's like I'll submit this and I will become rich and famous. You will become rich, even richer. We'll save the company. Blah 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 blah. Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm sure she'll have a turnaround where she goes, I gotta save him because this is for the betterment of the world, and he's a piece of shit.
She's already because the 2 episodes came out already.
Yes.
And by the end of the second, you can already see she's starting to sympathize and understand him.
Yeah, but I think she's still, if she had the chance, she's grabbing it.
That's the ultimate goal, yeah.
But really nice looking. Like the dude, like running from the cops or trying to get on the plane when he's getting shot. It's like really dynamic action for such a odd looking show.
It is a really weird looking show, but like you said, you knew, and I think same for me, like it was going to be from someone involved with Scavengers, because it is a similar but definitely different, like you said. It has that Mike Judge kind of touch, I think, like you said.
Yeah, Scavengers is very as simple as possible with the most, like with the smallest details that conveys the most motion or emotion. It was so simple but complex, and this is like more heavily
detailed, kind of.
Yeah, and
but definitely a little more like stylized.
Yes,
I would say even more. Yeah, Steve, I know you didn't watch it. There's no way you wouldn't like this show. I promise you'll like this show. It's really awesome. Yeah. What did you think about like?
Yeah, I'm in. I was in from like first 10 minutes really.
That turtle, like
the turtle was good.
I love how much I was so worried about that turtle, and then they finally see it's okay.
Yeah, and a little crusty eye and stuff. It was very sad. Yeah, but
it's good stuff. But such a creative team behind that show. And
I wonder where it's going to go. It's like, is it going to get big where they somehow get the mushroom into the water supply and then everyone's healed? Is it going to be something huge like that? Or is it they're dragged in behind an alley and both shot and then they burn the remaining things, Because they're like poisoning the valley. Like, you could take what you can from this and learn from it and have your own thing, but they're just like, no, we gotta eliminate it at all,
because they're making hand over fist already. They're like, we don't want anything to change, no chance.
Yeah, but it's like you can use that, I don't know, like to,
but if
you learn the sign,
if even one person got something out,
that's true.
They have to destroy it.
It's like, and there's people like that, like, well, what about the bottom line, and what about the shareholders, and what about
it's disgusting. A really, it's a good government conspiracy kind of story too, if you like stuff
very
like
believable
that. For sure. Oh yeah, for sure, especially very relevant.
Very relevant.
Yes,
I really like the female FBI agent because she's voiced by Martha something. She was on Baskets, she's in The Great North. She just has a very monotone voice in speaking. She doesn't change the way she speaks in real life in any of her acting roles. Do you remember in Baskets, his friend, she always had a broken arm, named Martha something?
I only watched one episode of Baskets, so it's hard for me to say.
Anywho, she's hilarious in everything that she does, and I think she just kind of fell into the job because she just has this weird monotone way of talking, and they're like, that's funny. Like, oh, is it? Okay, I guess I'll have a career with this.
And I feel like her voice really fits this kind of shaky art style. It's just all very, like you said, they all kind of talk similar. I feel like very low. Good stuff, though.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. So, do we want to talk about Hard Eyes first? Because, like, I have a lot to say, and I know that's only me and you, but I'm sure you'll come in with ridiculous questions because you hate this stuff so much.
I would have seen it.
Or do we do a real pain last because that's the real one? But I don't know how much I really have to say.
I say do a real pain first.
Okay.
Because you talked about it on the episode before,
yeah,
so you
get to get
Steve's perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, so Steve, you watched Real Pain. What's a Real Pain all about?
Real Pain is a guy and his cousin go on a trip to Poland and kind of have a pilgrimage to honor their dead grandmother who passed away, and so they wanted to, take this trip that they always kind of talked about and, have a good time.
And reconnect after them, like, having a falling out, or they were always so close, but then
there was a thing that happened.
Where she lived, where she
grew up. And to see where Grandma lived.
That was the big
thing. They didn't really have a falling out. They just haven't seen as much of each other.
Oh, because he tried to kill himself, and he can't. They never talked about it, so it's there's a thing between them that's
which we find out later in the movie. We don't find that out right away.
Yeah, that's fine.
But for the audience.
I think you assume... I'm sorry, I'm not even near the mic. I did see this movie too, sorry. But I think it was also like you assume that he grew up and he also like got Jesse Eisenberg's character and he like got a life and a family, and Kieran Culkin's character like kind of almost seems like a vagabond, and he just, so that's probably why they grew apart too. But that was like the catalyst.
Yeah, just life in general of growing up and changing and whatnot. But did you like this movie?
I did like this movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Would this have cracked your top 10 at all? It's just an honorable mention.
No, I think it'd be an honorable mention. I liked this movie quite a bit, but I hated Kieran Culkin in
Really?
this movie.
He's a real pain.
He's a real pain.
I would not want to be around that guy, but I think as a character, he's fun to watch.
Well, he's playing himself.
It just felt like the entire trip I would have been Jesse Eisenberg, and I'm not like a social anxiety person, but I'd be so embarrassed to be with this guy.
Yeah.
And just everything he said, like him on the train, just flipping out, like, you guys don't think this is like fucked up that like we're on this train and our people were on trains and like getting carted off?
Yeah.
Like we're in first class eating this nice food. Like we need to move to the back. And they're like, yeah, dude, they're like, that's not our fault or our problem. And I don't know, just all those situations with him, I was just like, yo, fuck this guy. I think it's a good performance. I see why he
won the
Golden Globe.
Yeah.
I see why he's kind of like the front runner for a supporting actor. I still would have given it to the guy from Sing Sing. But this is definitely a more showy performance. It's a little bit more chaotic, definitely more lines than the guy from Sing Sing. But honestly, I thought Jesse Eisenberg was great in this movie. And
if he was nominated, the scene they would use.
Oh, of course.
The picture.
He really only has like the one good scene, but it's a great scene.
Yeah.
And I think why he's not getting as much of attention is, one, Kieran's performance is a lot more showy than his. But two, it's like Jesse Eisenberg is playing himself in real life. Yeah. I think Jesse Eisenberg always kind of plays mostly a version of himself.
Just depends on how comedic it is.
Yeah. Because, like, I remember seeing a clip from 30 Minutes or Less recently, or like...
God, 30 Minutes or Less. Forgot about that movie.
That's a fun movie. But he's like kind of like...
a real tragedy.
He's like a confident douchebag in that movie. Yeah. It's like, so he has range. He just rarely does it. Or like... Now You See Me? He's a real cool guy in that movie. But most of the time he just plays these... social weirdos.
Yeah. Adventureland, he's a weirdo in that. Social Network,
But after that one scene at the dinner table where he explains like, he tried to kill himself, and I've always compared myself to him because I wanted to be him, but also he frustrates me endlessly. I was like, where's this guy's fucking Oscar? This is one of the best scenes I've seen this year.
Yeah, but it's really the one scene.
But I get
Kieran Culkin's got a bunch of those scenes.
Yeah.
Did you expect when they're at the table and he tells them all that he killed himself or tried to kill himself, that would come back around where they would go to him and go, hey man, I heard what happened, and then he would get pissed at Jesse Eisenberg, like, why are you telling people my stuff? Like, that's what happens in movies where like, oh, I let it slip, and it didn't, and I'm happy.
Yeah,
it didn't.
No, that never really crossed my mind. Maybe just because I thought like, it felt like all these people here were adults and they're all here at this like sad thing, and like they're all expressing, like telling their stories, but it's not really theirs to share.
But I could see them comforting him and saying something that he would, maybe it's not said outright, and he goes, oh, they would only say this if they knew I did this thing, and that would be the blow up, because they have their big blow up when they're just smoking pot on the roof, right? So it's like, I think that like it makes sense, because like when you get high and you overthink things and things would blurt out, but I would figure that would have been the catalyst, the spark that makes them fight.
Yeah. No, but I mean, that conversation on the roof, that scene kind of frustrated me, because like, that is, you're big. They're finally confronting this thing. They're finally talking about it. And it's just kind of blown over really quick. And there really is no resolution. It's just kind of like, hey, we said it. Time to go home.
Yeah.
And that was it.
It's like you don't always solve a problem in one conversation.
Sure.
So this will be a lingering thing.
But I think Jesse Eisenberg was also good in that scene too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought this movie was, Jesse Eisenberg's first directorial debut.
Second.
And what was the...
I think I don't know his first movie, but I think it's his second movie.
Oh, okay. Either way. I thought it was really well made. I really liked all the performances. We haven't even talked about the camp scene, which I thought...
With the shoes and...
Yeah. I'm not Jewish, and I didn't... Not that it really affected me, but once it was over, I was like, man, this is fucked up.
It's heavy.
But the crazy thing about it that I really appreciated was like, it wasn't some dark night that they went. Like you're just seeing like empty buildings essentially, but you could still kind of feel the
what happened there.
Human atrocities happened here. And just Jesse Eisenberg like touching Kieran Culkin, he just kind of like gasps a little bit. I just like, that was really great. And the whole movie, the soundtrack is just like this orchestral piano music throughout the whole thing. But that entire scene was just like the second they like cross the threshold, silence all the way through. I just thought that was really well done.
You know what a concentration camp, I think, scene is more powerful than that? When Magneto and Apocalypse and Psylocke with their ass hanging out go to the concentration camp and then he like destroys it with his powers. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen concentration camp stuff in World War II movies all the time, and it's just Schindler's and Band of Brothers, and I didn't see The Boy with the Striped Pajamas, but I heard that was fucked up.
Yeah. I bet. I don't know the ending of that, but I'm pretty sure I know what that ending is.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's weird because you're kind of like you're taken into these movies and you're seeing all this awful stuff, and you're just going like, this is a movie, and then you're watching this one and like. It just feels more real in a weird way, I think. And so it's just like reminding you like, oh yeah, the movies that you've seen that have like glorified all these things and like shown you, how bad the Nazis were. It's like
in action. Yeah. And this is it's just reflective and it makes it worse.
Yeah. It's so anyway, I really dug this movie. But do I think I'll ever watch it again? No. Mainly because I was so annoyed by Kieran Culkin. I think was the real thing. Like if he was just like charming, which I like. Jesse Eisenberg's character kept saying like he's just so charming and everyone likes him. And there's that scene near the end where he hugs it out with the tour guide who he like kind of insulted earlier, and then he's like, man, I really appreciate everything you said, and he's like, all right, bye Jesse Eisenberg, and just like walks away. It's like the fucking guy, like everyone loves this dude. Yep. I would have been on Jesse Eisenberg's side. I would like this whole time he ruined my trip. Fuck
yeah,
this
like
dude.
the grave scenes with the rocks and everything. I was like, dude, fuck off, man.
Yeah.
It's like he's likable, but he always takes it a little too far.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
But he'll win the Oscar, and I won't mind. But I want justice for Sing Sing because that movie's fucking dope.
Yeah, it's not gonna get shit.
Still gotta see Sing Sing. I was gonna say, have you heard the story of? I'm sure you have. They've been talking about it a ton, like how he was not gonna do the role.
Oh, and Emma Stone told him,
"Yeah, you should do it."
Yeah.
And then they just keep using that. Like it's like, okay, I'm sure he's glad he did do it, but like if you watch him in interviews and stuff, he's also just playing himself.
Yeah,
he's an annoying dude.
Yeah,
or neurotic. I'm not gonna say annoying. That's rude, but like he's a kind of frustrating to watch. And very neurotic, so he's just like playing a little more annoying version of himself. In this.
Yeah, like the interview with him and Coleman Domingo is like you could tell Coleman Domingo's like, I want to murder this kid. Like he's so not like me. I can't understand how you operate.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard this, but I wouldn't have been surprised if I had heard Jesse Eisenberg wrote this character like for him because to me
I think he might have, and like they had only interacted. Sense. They met one time for something. And he just kept
isn't he on
his mind.
Succession? And I think
Jesse Eisenberg?
No,
Kieran.
And he's won for that too. Yeah. I think so. I bet he just. I haven't seen that show, and I want to, but I bet he just plays himself sort of on that too with a little twist. So, but yeah, I also like this. I saw this with you. So good times or somber times. I loved him hanging out with that girl, that woman. But we never got to really see if he did. But or what they did.
That's another thing that it feels like. He would have hooked up with her.
But you don't know.
But you never know. It seems like it, but it's just like something that they would play with and it would make for an awkward scene. I thought we were on vacation doing family stuff and you're out here fucking lonely women. And but it's like they just avoid all these kind of like standard tropes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't until the end of the movie where I realized, oh shit, that was Jennifer Grey.
From Dirty Dancing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
It's like because
she doesn't look like
because she got a nose job at one point,
and it's also been
she
40 years or whatever,
completely different than what she did, which Jennifer I think Grey. She shouldn't have done it. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I did not notice.
But I think my favorite joke in that movie is she's walking by herself and he walks up and is like, hey, what are you doing walking up here by yourself? You some kind of loser or something? And then it just like cuts back to it's just just blatantly insulted her. I was like, all right, that's pretty
both of us cracking up laughing at that. That was a laugh moment.
So I'm stealing that anytime I see someone being lonely.
Yeah. You said something about like I don't even know what I was gonna say. Just cut this out. There was something you just said something like a few minutes ago, and I wanted to say something to it, but about like this movie.
Well, I can edit around anything. I'm a wizard.
You said something about like I can't. I'm too high.
Jesse Eisenberg
getting high on the roof. Sad.
No, it was just like right before. We were
Jennifer
talking about
Grey.
We were talking about Emma Stone and him getting the role. Like, do you think that Kieran Culkin and Emma Stone like are friends to this day because of movie 43?
Movie 43. Is that where they met?
That they have that scene together and they're like being really shitty back and forth to each other. You guys don't remember that classic scene in movie 43?
That's the only good part of that movie.
But
God, that movie. It's the thing I remember. I think they dated.
Okay. Probably from that movie, right?
Probably from that movie, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they briefly dated, and I think they've just remained friends.
Is that whole movie directed by Bob Odenkirk, or is it just some of the parts?
Every section
was its own?
Directed by someone else.
Do you know which one is Bob Odenkirk's? Because I love
don't.
Bob Odenkirk, but he's not like he did Brother Solomon. I don't know. Have you seen?
I didn't see Brother Solomon.
Mm-mm. I hated that movie the first time I saw it, but I own it, and I've seen it a bunch of times. It gets better and better. If you like Will Forte and Will Arnett, like, they're the best. And Kristen Wiig, like, come on. But he directed that. That's not considered a good movie. The Let's Go to Prison, that's not a good movie. Like, Bob Odenkirk, not great as a director. It goes all the way down. Anywho, anything else? Movie 43?
The only person I remember who directed a segment, which segment is Elizabeth Banks directed that, like, squanchy cat one.
Oh my god.
That's the only
the very last animated, like, cat with a plunger up its butt, right?
Something like that, yeah.
That movie.
Let's review movie 43. What was the best segment besides the one with Kieran Culkin? Was it when I think Liev Schreiber and
that's exactly what I was going to say. Yep.
Trained their children badly?
You've seen this movie one time?
I think one time, and then like clips on Instagram.
The only reason I remember the Liev Schreiber one was because a clip of the kid from The Bear is just like, all right, I'm going to go fuck my
and he picks up his doll
girlfriend or whatever.
Because also, what's her? She was on Better Call Saul. You remember the married couple that did the fraud, and like he was a dork and she was like short bob brown hair, like she was. I think she's in that scene. I love that woman. Anywho,
leave it in.
That's like. They're all so terrible. Like the balls on chin one is so bad.
Yeah.
The
opening one?
That is the opening one with Hugh Jackman and what is it? Kate Winslet?
Kate Winslet.
Jesus
but I
Christ.
think the worst one is the Halle Berry one and the dude from the original Office. And they're daring each other back and forth like, oh, you go do this thing. And by the end of it, they've gotten like tattoos and plastic surgery and stuff.
One at all.
It's embarrassing.
I actually do remember that one.
Yeah.
What's that streaming on? Because I need to rewatch it. This is so good. I remember.
Yeah.
I think we all saw. I know I saw that with you. I'm pretty
We
sure.
might have seen it all together, but that
movie
was horrendous.
Yeah.
5%.
Embarrassing.
Oh, it's on Amazon Prime.
You don't own it?
I do not. This is crazy. I don't own.
If it was at Goodwill for like 50 cents, regular DVD, would you grab it now after this conversation?
No, I don't think so. But wait, if it wasn't streaming on anything, then maybe. Because I know I hated it, and I don't want to watch this movie. But here, some of it's coming back to me, and I can't believe it's a thing.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our other main topic. Steve, nice knowing you. Get on out of here.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully, you guys will bring me back next time.
No.
So we're going to talk about Heart Eyes, directed by Josh Rubin, who, I didn't know, but Steve, you told me that. He did Werewolves Within.
I didn't
know. That other one with Aya Cash. Fuck. What's his other movie, Steve?
I don't remember. I'm looking it up.
Right. Scare Me. Yeah, it's just like him and a woman in a cabin, and they're just telling each other stories.
Yes, I never saw it, but I know what you're talking about.
It's good. I think it goes a little, maybe too far by the end, but I think everything else is really good. And I like Josh Rubin most of the time. And then starring... Wait, I don't know any of their names. You know who it stars? The two most unlikable lead characters in a horror movie I've seen in a long time.
The guy was in Scream, I think.
He was in Scream, and she has done stuff, but I think it's nothing we know, like when she worked on Disney Channel or something like that.
Okay.
Not a bit of filmography. But
frustrating to watch them
they are
together.
so fucking annoying.
Even from the jump, hitting each other. He literally she literally breaks his nose or something.
And I get it. It's kind of like meet cute. You take these characters from a meet cute romantic comedy, and then you put them in a horror situation, maybe you can buy it more, but it doesn't warm me to them. It's way too silly.
It's way too silly.
Well, Ben, you've seen this movie. For the audience, tell them what Hard Eyes is about.
I guess I should start there. I was going to just talk like it's a normal conversation. Like
we're sitting
I don't need to explain it because you already know what it's about. But anywho, there is a guy named Hard Eyes and he kills couples on Valentine's Day. He's done it. This is his 3rd year. It was in Philadelphia, someplace else, and now we're in Seattle. And they show on the map like so many dots. Like, he kills all those people on Valentine's Day? That's, like, a lot of couples. How do you plan that? Anywho, so he's, like, a Slipknot character with hard eyes.
I like his mask.
It's fine. I don't think it'll become iconic, but I like his footsteps. They were really thuddy when he was walking. It just, when Indiana Jones has a specific punch sound, it just really added something to the character, which I think needed because you think he would have this Cupid... or anti-Cupid persona where he's instead of making couples he's killing couples. So it should be all bow and arrow based things, but he also's got his machete and a knife and stuff. So I think it's not very focused. Back to the story. Young female protagonist is she meets a cute guy at a coffee shop. They order the same thing. They're bumbly and awkward. Isn't he adorable? But I got to go to work. I'm losing my job today because she's recently been broken up with. She did an ad campaign for, I don't know what they were selling, jewelry, perfume, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's very like tragic love, Romeo and Juliet, Bonnie and Clyde, of people dying, black and white. Cool commercial. I really like. They use like scarves, ribbon pulling out for like blood. That was very, very good. And they're like, okay, we can't use this ad campaign because we have the Hard Eyes Killer in our town. So you got to work all night with this specialist that we hired and we flew in. Oh, it's the cute guy from the coffee shop. So now they got to go out to dinner and talk about this big project, but is he flirting with her? He is, but he's also a big whiny bitch. The moment there's any sort of little pushback, he gets all like huffy and like walks away from their dinner. It's obnoxious. Let me pause there. Question. It's Valentine's Day. Why do they got to try to work all night on the Valentine's Day commercial? It's done. But in a few hours, Valentine's over. Would you still play this ad? Is this for next year?
I think maybe it was like a product launch. And they needed it for the product, maybe?
But it was their Valentine's Day campaign. This would already be a thing on TV. And with the like people complaining online, you should get canceled for making something like that. So it's already out there. So the problem is pull it. Why are you trying to scrap something new? It's like trying to make a new Christmas commercial on Christmas night. Like, you're not going to play this in January. So I don't know. Not very smart. But it's a reason to get them together.
Then the Hard Eyes Killer.
Oh yeah, it comes after them. Yeah, because they have to pretend kiss because her ex-boyfriend showed up and has to make him jealous. And we see Hard Eyes is checking him out
and sees their chemistry.
Oh yeah,
instead of going there to kill that couple.
Yeah, it was going to be her ex-boyfriend and this socialite. Changes his mind and he's like, yeah, look at them. I could see from my hard eyes shaped binoculars.
Infrared goggles.
Yeah.
Those things are cool, though. Once you turn the lights on, I was like, those are cool.
It's a striking image for a really shitty character. And we'll get to that because he's a really bad motivation.
Yeah. It's very Scream. Gives me Scream vibes. There's a plenty of times the Scream killers get revealed to me in a Scream movie, and I can't remember which one specifically, but I feel like often I'm like, what? No. There's no way they were the kids.
I think only Scream 6 is like that because you have Honora.
4, even though I like 4 a lot. Like, it's the little girl. It's not girls. There's no way it was those girls. We've talked about this before.
I think I buy Emma Roberts more than I buy Mikey Monroe. Because she was the one that killed Dewey. And that was like in the back, in the stomach, kind of lifting up the sides. There's no way she could have done that. But
yeah, anyway.
See, this feels like Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
but like Thanksgiving was done well, no matter how stupid it is and concept or whatever, but they tackled it well. Yeah. This, I don't think they tackled very well.
Yeah.
Because especially with who the killers are, I don't think it adds to any sort of good mythos. And it's kind of lame. So let's see, where are we? Oh, so yeah, Hard Eyes is in his inner closet. They go back to her place. Breaking a window to get into your apartment thing, like
that was crazy. That was dumb.
And why aren't you using your elbow? Why are you punching?
Yeah, why did he punch? I did laugh when he like, oh yeah, like.
Yeah,
but
it
also,
was a good comedy cut. Yeah,
but also like you said, like, why do you use your fists?
Yeah.
And you
take your shoe off.
Wrapped it with your like
you
anything.
You stand behind and go clink like that. You know.
It was dumb.
And then, but how did Hard Eyes get in?
Yeah, very true.
It just waited in the closet for him, and then they run. They go into a park or something, have a little scrap. Mm-hmm. He gets knocked on the head. She goes on. There's a carousel thing, spooky moments on the swing. It's all filler bullshit.
Yeah.
And then
he's like gets framed, kind of, or not framed.
Yeah,
but like,
the cops think it's him, and he's like, "You left me behind. How dare you? You just left me to die." Fuck you, dude. You got knocked out, and there's a killer after me. Yeah, so he's bitching and whining and complaining that she got left behind, or he got left behind. Stupid, unnecessary drama. Take him into the cops, and we meet Jordana Brewster.
And Devin Sawa.
Oh, you know what? I totally forgot the opening scene at the winery.
The whole winery.
Yeah.
Thing. I kind of really like
the crushing death. God, this screaming kid in my apartment is making me lose track of everything.
Winery. The winery. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I really like. I told you I like the first kill and the last kill, but I kind of forgot about the crushing.
Oh, I thought that's what you meant by though.
Well, I did. No, I like literally the first kill, just the machete through the camera.
Okay.
I like that. That was good. I thought like that was setting the pace for. Yes, the machete through the camera. I liked.
This is gonna be fucking annoying to edit. Everything's just gonna be so like. Okay, I mean, if the edit sounded bad, there's some screaming kid in my apartment, and we have to keep pausing to make sure no one is actually being murdered. So, sorry, future Ben, while you're editing this. Anywho, first kill, machete through the thing, and then he gets shot with an arrow or something, and then she gets crushed by like a grape crusher thingy.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Which, what a fucking horrible way to go.
I know, anything that involves getting like smushed or like, ugh, God.
Anyway.
Good.
So, moving past the winery, I'll be the one to keep track.
Sure. No, I know where I'm at. So, like, he, our hero gets arrested by two cops, Jordana Brewster and
Devin
Sawa, which, nice to see Devin Sawa. He doesn't show up in much anything anymore.
I thought it was nice to see both of them because as a 90, like, they were big in the 2000s, so, I used to see them in a lot of movies, not as much anymore if it's not Fast and Furious.
Yeah, and there's a joke in here where these two cops, their last names are Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah,
and they say like in Fast and Furious, and they shake their head of like, I don't know what that is.
No, they say like in Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, our main person, like Hobbs and Shaw, like in the movie, and they cut back to them, and they just kind of like shake their head. I think, like,
yeah, whatever. But they never say Fast and Furious. They just say like in Hobbs and Shaw. They never say Fast and Furious. But it's still a weird reference because she's part of that
she's
franchise.
in it.
Yeah.
If they were both in it, if it wasn't Devin Sawa and it was I don't know, any of them, then that's a funny joke. But because it's only one, and there's a piece of trivia saying that joke was in it before they cast her. It's like, okay, that's fine.
Then change it.
But then you change the joke. Starsky and Hutch or whatever. It doesn't have to be Hobbs and Shaw.
Or take it all the way, and then like a moment later, like, well, any other stops? And he's like, nah, this is the final destination. and this is like, okay, thanks. This all makes sense.
Yeah, so I didn't love that. And so Hard Eye shows up. At first she gets hit on by an IT guy who is just there at the police station fixing computer. And then he asks her out.
So it's him, right?
So he leaves, very inconspicuously.
Wait, did you call that when that scene?
I was like, well, it has to be.
I really thought it was weird, but there's other scenes in that movie too that I also thought were kind of like weird too. So.
But like to have a mass killer, there's usually the reveal of, oh my god, it was my best friend, my boss, my ex. It was someone that's been in it.
And attached to those characters.
No feasible reason for any of those people to be this person. So when this random person comes up and doesn't just go, oh, excuse me, and leaves, like he has a scene with her for no reason, I knew something was up. And then Hard Eye shows up, kills a cop, stabs Jordana Brewster.
And kills Devin Sawa. He's not in it a lot.
Yeah. But then they get out and go on the run. They go to a drive-in movie theater. Is that directly after this?
After the police station, no, directly.
What do they do in the meantime, you know?
Yeah, maybe. It is a very short movie.
It's not that long.
Yeah.
So they go to drive in and they go like, huh, maybe we shouldn't have brought a bad guy to all these people. I'm like, well, yeah. What you should start doing is just start screaming like a maniac, hard eyes, hard eyes, hard eyes, get people aware, but they're just kind of like, huh, let's just kind of keep quiet about this.
Hide in someone's car.
Hide in someone else's car.
Their car.
And then so they hide in a van, and there's like two hippies in the back, and they're like, you gotta be quiet, Hard Eyes is gonna kill us. And like, that's hot. And they start fucking. And so then we get a heart-to-heart between our characters in the main, in the front seat while they're fucking in the back. It's supposed to be, I think it could have been funnier of the things, but it's very mild because I didn't think they wanted to get too sloppy sounding. But then towards the end, it gets more and more.
Moaning
and then they're like, you gotta be quiet, Hard Eyes is coming. And Hard Eyes...
look back there and it's just a...
I know. I was thinking the same thing.
You're making this impossible to edit out.
I was thinking the same thing.
I knew I had to get there before he did.
All right. And so Hard Eyes comes in and like kills the two, and they run off. And then they go around. Josh Rubin has a cameo here. Says, good. "Oh, look, it's Hard Eyes," something like that.
Yeah, that was so
and then they see him, and they're like, "We gotta finish this right now." And they're like, "Hard Eyes, over here!" And then they run back to the van and go, "Huh, we need to find a weapon. Maybe we should use this tire iron. Let's grab it together." And they grab the gooey part that went through a person, not the side handles that are nice and clean.
The guts
they both
covered.
hold the guts part and pull it out. And like, they're taking like 10 minutes. They just antagonized the killer. He was 20 feet away. And then they're like, huh, let's take our time on this thing for a funny gag. Like,
yeah.
And then they don't even use it. I don't think they even hit him with it.
No, I'm pretty sure like they try to use it,
and then it just they lose it.
Yeah.
I had all this goo on my hand; it slipped right out.
Yeah, it was. There had to be something else they could have used too. Like my first thought was like, well, he was already accused of being the Hard Eyes killer. Yeah. Now you're putting your entire hand on a thing that literally everyone saw Hard Eyes use to kill. I know that in the moment they're just but I'd be thinking about that kind of stuff because it's like I wouldn't want to do that.
And then they kill him. They shoot him, right? How'd they kill him?
I think he
got stabbed with the machete.
Machete through the stomach.
Through the stomach, and he dies. And then the cops get him.
That actually, I feel like that's a way that a lot of people in this movie, especially towards the end, get killed or something. It's like somebody distracts them like with something in the back, and someone laying on the ground like stabs them or pushes them or some shit. Like it's the same thing for everyone.
And so they unmask him. They don't know who it is. Just some guy.
Yep.
Not the IT guy.
Oh.
Just some guy. And I was like, nice. What if this is some crazy person who has an infatuation for specific things? You wouldn't know who that is. It wouldn't be someone in your life. Yeah. So I was like, cool. This is a kind of a fun way to end the movie. But it's not done. She goes home and showers, gets a call. Nope, we kidnapped the guy because he was going to the airport to go back home. You would think he would want to spend the night in the hospital or something. Yeah. But
had to get back for that friend's wedding. Yep. After a night of
being almost murdered. Yeah.
And he got messed up, too.
He did. Yeah.
That whole day he was getting rocked. Like he in the face.
The Hard Eyes has captured him. Go to the old spooky church on Spooky Road.
100,000 candles they spent the time
lighting up. So it looks like
every set ever,
or like the Daredevil set. Movie, the Ben Affleck one. It's just like stupid looking. And so there's actually two Hard Eyes. It's IT guy and Jordana Brewster. She faked her death or faked her injury or whatever. Oh, yeah, she wasn't dead. She just faked her injury.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because she took him to the airport. That's how they kidnapped him. Yeah. And they are just two people who met online who get off on killing
couples because they don't
killing couples.
They said something. Did they give reasons? Like
it was just their kink. They both shared in this kink of killing people. And it's like, I guess so. And it got out of hand. That's it. That's all it was?
Did they say? I can't remember. Did they say why Philly and the other city, and then Seattle. Like,
Nope.
because how long she had worked in
How
Seattle?
long has she been doing it? She's a cop in this city.
Exactly.
Has she been taking vacations? Did
Just to
he
go
only
kill?
do the kills and said, now that you've done it enough time and I'm super horny for it, I want in, so come to my city and that's how I can do it? Why involve yourself at all in it? It just seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, it was very much so one of those reveals where like you have more questions.
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions.
They have to sit there and explain everything to you because it doesn't just make sense from the reveal.
Really, I don't think they really explain much.
No, and I thought like, okay, so our main hero, she got dumped. Maybe she's been going on a lot of dates, and say she went on one with a guy who's like some creepy incel or whatever. She didn't like him. She ghosted him. He's upset about it, and so it's been a year, and he's taking out couples because he's jealous that he can't get it, and then she's going to be the final victim. Okay, that makes sense. Or you do. She keeps getting denied. Guys are dumping her, and this dude is obsessed and wants the best for her. So he's killing those guys once they find another girl, and she's connected to it somehow. Like, there's more interesting ways of doing it than we get off on killing people.
Yeah, like everything you said, I feel like a lot of people could very well complain and say like, "Oh, that's so obvious."
Yeah.
But at least it makes sense.
It makes sense.
Whereas this is like, yeah, maybe I didn't see this coming really, but like, why?
Because it's so stupid. That's why I didn't see it coming.
And it's weird because the movie has really good reviews. I didn't watch. Like, I was able to avoid this trailer pretty entirely, so I went into this knowing very little, except that it had really positive reviews. So like, I was fully ready to like it, and I don't say I dislike it as much as you, even though I'm like agreeing with all your points. It's so like I often use the phrase like it was too short for me to like hate it because like it was really short, but there is a lot of dumb stuff and it's way too silly, and not enough interesting kills really either.
There's the two good ones, the Grape Crusher thing, then Jordana Brewster getting killed.
Yeah,
they have a fight. And like, there's one where he has this arrow that you push it and it extends. So someone puts it up to the IT guys, like, and it goes through his like eye and cheek. It's at a weird angle.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. And then,
but that wasn't what killed him.
That's not what killed him.
Yeah.
He just gets an arrow to the forehead or something.
Yeah.
It's like the final jump scare. Oh, we finally killed both of them. And then shot. But Jordana Brewster gets like pushed. She gets stabbed in the stomach, pushed backwards, and there's like a statue that's holding a sword, and it goes like right through her neck, and then her like body slowly rips off, and
like the weight of it holding.
Yeah, and then the head stays up there, and like, wow, that's kind of a cool graphic thing where everybody else was just stabs and slashes and nothing.
Especially seeing like the muscles and tendons a little bit like ripping as it goes down. It wasn't as like detailed as it could have been, but it was a nice quick shot.
It was good. It was a lot more than anything else besides getting crushed. They set you up with that crush thinking there's going to be some crazy kills.
The machete thing through the eye wasn't like gory, but it was like nice. It was like it
was fine, but it's an intro kill. It's not one of these big showpiece ones. Everything in the middle is just people slashing and stabbed. It's so boring.
People shot or something.
Yeah. So then it's 1 year later. They are like engaged. They're working at the firm for advertising, and they did a knockout presentation. And they lived. Oh, and then they go do a wedding shoot at the movie theater where they almost died, like a the proposal sort of wedding shoot. And then she gets a phone call, and it's Hard Eyes. No, it's just her friend. Oh yeah, she had a friend through this whole thing. She's at the beginning. She's inconsequential. Yeah. Just making a joke. It's a stupid mid-credit scene. The end.
Yep. Hard Eyes.
Yep. No ambiguous anything, so they can like try to make a franchise out of this. Nope. Just.
Like I said, one thing I liked about it is his mask. He has like infrared lights that he can turn on, and they are in like the shape of hearts, literally heart eyes, and like he uses it to see in the dark. At least at one point, I was like, That's pretty dope. Imagine how many killers in these kind of movies, if they had something like that in their mask that they could see in the dark. A lot of horror movies would go, or slashers in particular, would have went differently.
Yep.
And I just thought, and it only gets used that one time, but like the power goes out or whatever. And I just think that's interesting because there's so many scenes and so many slashers where it's really dark, and he's trying to listen and hear where you are. If he could just go, boom, oh, she's right fucking there. Credits roll, you know. So I like that, but they don't do much with it. So.
Well, I mean, oh, my voice.
He hasn't talked for so long.
Yeah. So you kind of already said it. So the movie doesn't end in a way that sets it up for the sequel. No. But I mean, I think horror movies have done that before. Do you see this being a franchise?
I guess it could, and someone else could just be Hard Eyes.
Well, you said this is very Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It could have been called Valentine's Day because I got the same vibe from it, and I could see them doing other holiday-related things.
Sure.
Now, throughout the movie was like, is this kind of, I know they're just humans, but at no point do they really like kind of mess him up, or he doesn't get shot and keeps coming back. He's wearing Kevlar the entire time,
and he dies. Because there's 3 total. That other guy was just like
some guy they brought
a cuck, someone who was like in on it, not in their relationship, but he liked the killing, so they brought him. He was a fan of Hard Eyes, so they brought him in.
The drive-in machete kill.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But, they didn't do anything where it's like, I put 20 bullets in him, he should be done, and then no, I had a bulletproof vest the whole time.
Now, I apologize if I've forgotten some of the details, but so the Hard Eyes killers did it for. They've been doing it for multiple years, or just it's been a year
on Valentine's Day,
like 3 years,
and this is their 3rd year.
The 3rd year doing it. Okay.
Different city each time.
Now from the public has heard of Hard Eyes, the Hard Eyes killer, and. So
they got trick-or-treat.
Okay, that was my next question, because like in Halloween movies, it's like, oh, the killer is always just walking amongst the crowd, but that's because everyone is in costume.
Yeah.
But like, if there's this guy wearing bright neon Hard Eyes glasses, it should be very hard to miss him or them.
Uses them one time.
Sure, but
having the mask,
he's walking into
the mask in general.
He would go into the girl's apartment, and then he would get in the closet. Then he'd put the mask on.
Okay.
His costume is not. It's not covered in blood or anything. It's just like a jacket and some pants.
It is a little like because
it's tactical. Sure, but no one the mask would just be tucked inside.
When they're at the drive-in, I mean,
he's walking around with the mask on.
Okay, and everyone just goes like, "Oh, I'm scared."
They don't quite notice him at first, and then he starts killing people, and they go.
A lot of people, I like that.
Then Josh Rubin goes, "It's Hard Eyes," and then everyone starts running.
Okay, so I guess it's kind of a smart serial killer, because that's always my thing. And there's always these serial killer movies or slasher flicks or whatever, where people are running around screaming like "help" or whatever. It's like you always have to put them in like the middle of the woods or something, because otherwise, like if anytime it's in the city, they would run into someone immediately.
Yeah.
Like this idea that, killers in populated areas, like they'd be caught very easily, I would imagine. If they're like this costume freak. If they're just a regular person, sure, they could just put into a crowd.
At the drive-in, if they just would have started screaming, "Everybody, it's Hard Eyes, he's coming after us," and everybody looked, someone would call the cops. But they had to stay quiet for no reason.
Were the FBI agents at the drive-in?
Well, one was dead and one was Hard Eyes, so.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I was going to say, like, why didn't the FBI just call then? But, yeah, you're right. Okay. I guess that's all my questions.
I fucking do not like this movie. It's not funny. They're not interesting. You only have or likable. You don't have a great villain, and you don't have that great of deaths. I will say the ad within the movie is well made, and everything else fucking sucks. I think this is my least favorite of the year so far.
Do you want to see Josh Rubin direct a comedy?
I would like that.
Because he's only done horror stuff.
Yeah, and I get like wanting to do what you love, but do what you're good at. And like, because why hasn't he... I was expecting maybe someone from Dropout to show up just as a cameo. He loves working with Reika. So Reika is the popcorn salesman, but there was none of that. And I feel like you should be writing a movie with these people in mind and craft something very funny with these people. It doesn't have to be a college humor movie, but just something. Because a lot of them work together in stuff. So I think he maybe needs to take a break from horror. But he didn't write this either. So he did the best that he could, I guess. Maybe he had limitations on budget for gore or whatever. But I'm fine if he wants to keep doing horror because, like, he did Scare Me. That's his movie. And that's really good. So I trust that he has it in him. Just this is not it.
Well, for anyone who may have liked this movie or did like this movie and just wants something good to watch, subscribe to Dropout and enjoy top quality improv comedy from
Dropout in.
Yeah, it's the best streaming service.
Yeah,
it's not, but it's great.
Yeah.
What's Dropout?
It's college humor. They now have their own thing.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, Dropout's great. Yada yada yada. What's next week?
Captain America.
Captain America. Red, white, and bird. Not my joke. And also, there's something else that's good. Oh, yeah, The Gorge will be out on Apple Plus. I want to watch The Gorge.
There's something called Bring Them Down. Barry Keoghan. And
I heard it's not funny, Banshees of Inisherin. Like,
it looks like a serious kind of, just scrolling through it, or give me Yellowstone kind of vibes.
Okay. There was another big release besides Captain America.
Next week?
Yeah.
Paddington.
Oh, yeah, Paddington. I don't give a fuck about Paddington.
And there's a Chinese sequel to Neza. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Neza?
There's a sequel to that, and our theater is getting it.
Oh.
That's very... no, sorry, I'm looking at... My bad. Not, you have to edit that out, sorry. Looking at a different... Sorry, I was looking at a different theater. We did not get that one. But that's going to theaters. Interesting.
But there's something else that starts... Oh, I think Yellow Jacket starts this Friday, too. So.
Oh, you're thinking of TV. Okay.
Yeah. Anywho, yeah. So, you gonna watch Captain America? I know you didn't watch Venom. You didn't watch Captain Marvel.
It looks good.
I think it looks all right. Of all the Marvel stuff, Captain America movies have always been... I mean, they've always had Chris Evans in it.
Yep.
But I'll give Anthony Mackie a shot.
I like Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
Wait, you said you didn't watch Falcon and Winter Soldier?
No, I watched Falcon and Winter Soldier. I thought it was fine. I think, honestly, the Thunderbolts trailer and the Fantastic Four trailer are more interesting than this one. But I think I'll probably like this movie more than those other two.
Have you seen any recent TV spots for Captain America? They're really laying heavy on the adamantium thing. They say the word adamantium like 4 times in like a 30-second spot.
I haven't.
Whoever controls the adamantium controls the world.
Is that an actual line?
It's something like that. Yeah. That was my Harrison.
That was actually pretty
No,
decent.
I think you just don't have an ear for impressions.
We knew what you were saying. We knew who you were.
I guess. All right. Well, if you want to get in contact with us, we are at WRPLpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Twitter. Nope, not on that anymore. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Threads. As always, I'm Ben.
And I'm Steve.
And thanks, Nick, for being here. Do you want to plug your Instagram?
No, it's okay. I just appreciate being here. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Love you.